In this video, we are going to discuss reading skills, fiction, nonfiction, and text features. This is the reading skill for this week in our story or our articles and book about spiders. However, you can use this in any nonfiction text. All right, first of all, we need to know the difference between fiction and nonfiction. Fiction is books that you read to enjoy. You read them in order from beginning to end. They have character, setting, problem, and solution. They may have illustrations, and they tell a story and are make-believe. Here are some examples of some fiction texts we have read this year. Nonfiction text, you are reading to learn. So when I think of nonfiction, I think about science and social studies text initially. It teaches information. It can be read in any order. It has text features, which we're going to talk about further, like table of contents, caption, glossary, etc. It may have photographs, and the information is given directly to the reader. Here are some examples of some nonfiction text. Spiders, which is what we're reading this week. Vampire bats, which you read last week. This book, A Frog's Life, we haven't read, but I can just tell by looking at it, it would be nonfiction. And then Ants Everywhere is actually the nonfiction reader for this week. So we're going to continue with our presentation and learn nonfiction text features, and then we will look into the text Ants Everywhere. Strong readers locate facts. Facts are information that can be proven true. So if I say spiders are arachnids, that is a fact. But if I say spiders are scary to everyone, that's not a fact because you cannot prove that spiders scare everyone. Here are some examples of text features. I would like for you to pause the video and read this poster, but I am going to go over a few. Ones that you're going to see most often in this grade level would be things like captions. There will be a photo with some words under it. That's a caption telling what the photo is. A diagram, a picture with information about the different parts, and a map. You will also use table of contents to jump to the information you most need, and graphics, photos, and illustrations are a good way to help you understand. Here is an example of a diagram. So this is a spider body diagram. So this is a heading, and then it points to different parts of the spider's body and explains it further. So if I wanted to know what this part here was, I would look to the caption. This body part is the abdomen. This is an example of photos with captions. 3 types of webs. It says different kinds of spiders build different kinds of webs. There's an orb web, a funnel web, and a net web. Now, I can't click on this in this example, but if I was on the original document, when you see this symbol, it typically means that there's a video attached. So you could click and watch the video. Here's an example of photos with captions. If you look right below the insect here, then you will see a caption telling about the insect. It says this insect got caught in the spider's web. There are many text features in this article. First of all, I see the heading, Story of a Spider Web. So I know that if I read this, it's going to tell me all about the beginning and the end of a spider web. But let's say I just wanted to know about the insect being caught. I could skip to the subheading and just read from under Catching a Fly to find that information. The last thing that I want you to notice is that there are words that are in bold highlight. Those are words that are important. Either the author is going to explain those words or have the words connected to a glossary. I'm going to go back to this text, Ants Everywhere. And show you several more text features. The diagrams about a spider were from a Scholastic News, and this is from the nonfiction reader connected with our weekly story. So the story this week is about spiders, and the nonfiction reader is about ants, so that we can compare the two. I know, first of all, that this is going to be all about ants. If I go to the table of contents, I can read the main points of each page. If I want to know the parts of an ant, I can skip to page 3. I do not have to read page 1 and page 2 to learn about the parts of an ant. So this is a diagram, and it is identifying the different parts of an ant. The last thing that I want you to notice is that sometimes, like on this page, so this page is about the ant life cycle, you'll notice words are in bold. Don't pay attention to this. Just pay attention to the top. Cocoon. So if I see that word in bold, I know that it is going to be defined or tell me the definition in the glossary. So if I scroll down to the glossary, it's kind of like a small dictionary. Here I see the word cocoon, and it gives me the definition as well as the page number. Okay. In this lesson, you should now be able to differentiate between fiction and nonfiction, as well as identify some text features. One thing that I usually think about if I do get confused between fiction and nonfiction is that fiction is fake, and both of those words start with F. Nonfiction is not fake, so just like not, non starts with an N, and just like fake, fiction starts with an F.